here, but there's a valid reason that I'm late. It's because I was out of town, and then my flight was canceled, and then I came in a day late, then I needed to rest, you know, all of the things. But nevertheless, I am here. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Ray, wife coach. We are reviewing Ready to Love, Make a Move. Make that move right now, baby. Yes, I'm always showing my age because I am proud of it. I have made it thus far despite of all of the things, okay? This is season 1, episode number 2. It's called Wake Up Calls, but I'm calling it Boundaries, the New Guys, and girl, you know you lied. Like, that's what I'm calling this episode, because we getting ready to see what it is. Okay, so you saw last week, really quick, they met some guys, they went out with these guys. This week, guys of their liking, of their choice, what's their type. This week, the matchmaker chose 4 guys for these 4 women, and by the end, the intent is that they are supposed to choose. It's this one or that, either this or that, this or that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you'll get with this, cause this is where it's at. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm in that mood. The songs are playing in my head as the words are saying. I'm gonna try not to. So the 4 men show up. They are attractive men, and it seems like each one is someone that was thoughtfully procured for the specific woman if we look at what their type was from the previous episode. So for Zadia, I want to say his name is Cameron. His name is Cameron. He's 36. He is a pharmacist and a photographer. Homeboy got all the jobs, lots of jobs, jobs on jobs on jobs. And my question was, will he have time for her? She also has jobs on jobs on jobs. Being a, you know, owning her own, being a physical trainer, and I don't think she said she owned the studio, but I can't remember. But being a physical trainer and then being a MUA on the side, you know what I'm saying? So they both got jobs on jobs on jobs. And we find out that she has been abstaining from the cigs since June of 2022. Was that when she was on Ready to Love, or when she was dealing with Nye? Is that the last time, you know, when there was a 10-month stint or whatever? What else did I write? Oh, I wrote that Cameron has a gorgeous smile. There is something about a black man that smiles that does it for me. Like, to me, that shows that, you know, you have some joy, that there is some self-love, that you're not so upset and aggressive and toxic all the time. I love a good smile, but don't get it twisted. Them toxic dudes, why am I tongue-tied? Be throwing that smile at you too. So you gotta be careful. But I do love a man that'll smile, and even more so when he smiles because of me, okay? Because it does something to my little heart and to my nether regions. I'd be like, yes, and thank you. Anyway, then Ashley is paired up with Marcus. I don't know why I don't have his age. Okay, I believe, if I remember correctly, he is an assistant principal. But they go on a cute little bike ride, and then I think they stop for like some gelato. I'm making it up, but they stopped for something, some juice, some gelato. She didn't finish hers. But the thing that got me is that he mixed her up with Zadia, okay? And it got Ashley too. And for me, at that particular moment, he was out. Okay, you're gonna go back to Don, because the fact is they have to choose, and she has to choose between Donald and Marcus. And for me, Marcus not only was checking out Zadia because that was more his speed, right? At least that's what it felt like. They both have this extroverted energy, so is it gonna be too much? There has to be some balance. I feel like both of us can't be on all the time, or maybe we can. I mean, they say opposites attract, but maybe we can. Maybe we can have the same energy and be over the top and extroverted and stepping right out of the sun together. Maybe that's a thing. Is that a thing? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. When he asked her what her job was, She didn't give us a specific answer. She said she was a serial entrepreneur. For me, I was like, girl, you ain't got no job. And that's okay if you in between jobs. But she was like, I'm a serial entrepreneur. How much money they getting for this? Anybody know? Because maybe this is what her income is now. You know, she didn't have several restaurants, and then she said she was a speech therapist. So yeah, I mean, she does speak well, right? But she's a ball of energy. Then we saw Vern with Ramon, who was 38. He was a former basketball player. He just retired. He played overseas, and I guess I didn't know they had a G5 league. Okay, in the NBA. You don't know what you don't know, and that's something I just didn't know, and I'm not really vested in figuring it out unless my son goes and plays for that lower league, right? Oh, my sweatshirt don't have no little pull string. I'd be missing that. Oh, it do. It's just hidden. It came out. Okay, squirrel moment. So he says that he hasn't had a relationship since 2008. We're in 2023. That's 15 years. He didn't say he wasn't dating. He said he hadn't had a full-on relationship, and that full-on relationship only lasted 2.5 years. Well, 2.5 years is actually, you know, a decent amount of time, especially if you aren't moving to the next level, if that's what your plan is, if you're not getting engaged and thinking of the future. 2.5 years is a decent amount of time. Then she said to us that she has the ability to detach easily, like, because he was like, well, why you ain't got nobody? You know, you fine and everything, and you should have people. And again, like I told y'all last week, that's what people seem to think. When you are relatively attractive, have good energy, you know what I'm saying, speak well, when you're funny and brilliant, when you're all these things, people seem to think, I know you're taken. But what she shared was, I be dating, but I quickly detach because these dudes ain't shit, okay? They're garbage, hot basura, okay? Caliente, basura gata caliente is what they are. It's pretty much what she said. Which of the two do you like between Jabari and Ramon? I feel like they both have flaws, but I also feel like she's gonna go with Jabari. I didn't ask that question because on the last guy with Ashley, because I was like, because Ashley is gonna go, this dude was checking somebody else out, and with Zadia, she had Jabari before, so her only option really is Cameron, and I'm gonna say why in just a second, because she knew what we knew. Then you see Shanice and Maurice. Maurice, why am I saying his name like that, is 51, and he is an attorney, and he is a snooze fest, okay? That's just what it is for me and for her. Would y'all agree? He seemed very reserved. It felt like she was pulling teeth. And why have we seen Maurice before? Has he been on another show? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Like, I feel like I've seen him on something else, one of these type of dating shows where it didn't work out for him then. Was he on Ready to Love before and wasn't picked? Like, I'm not sure, but he seems very familiar to me. I did like that he had a beautiful arrangement of flowers sent to her at the table. I thought that was wonderful. It would have been better if he had brought it in, but I guess the surprise, I just said, girl, you ain't never satisfied, talking to myself, knowing that either way I would have been extremely ecstatic about flowers, because dear future babes with an S, I love flowers, I love plants, right? I love all of those things. I love botanical gardens, I love the park, like I love the beach, like I love that kind of stuff. So write that down, go ahead, jot it down, dear future babes. Oh, we're talking about Sharese. I wrote down she likes grand gestures, but we know that because she is materialistic, slightly shallow. She said that she had an issue, felt away because he had 4 children. His youngest child was 21. She wanted someone who didn't have any children. Ma'am, let me share something with you. A man that has 4 children and they are all grown is almost the same as having no children. Yes, we are forever going to be parents. Yes, we are forever going to support, love, and care for our children, but it looks different than when they have young children. But again, what is she, 44, and she still wants children? She need to just go ahead and adopt, or go ahead and go to the sperm bank and get in vitro, because, you know, time has ticked. Okay, people are having children older and older, but I'm just saying. And then I wrote down that there was no ebb and flow in the conversation. I told y'all I felt like she was pulling teeth, that she was the only one asking questions. That you needed to flow like a river, constant, right? Smiles, laughter, you know, learning things, you know, because how do you get to know somebody otherwise? We're just gonna be sitting here, child. Oh, I wrote down he had no personality. Okay, he ain't gonna last long. So when we all get back together, the ladies get back at the house, and we get all together, Tamika's all like, so are there any house rules? Like, she's like, I don't know what be going on. You don't know, but the producer showing the hell told you what to ask, because you ain't asked that before. And I honestly believe that there should be house, I don't want to say rules, but house agreements when there is more than one person living in the house. Okay, I'm not talking about like me and my kids. Even if it's you and your spouse, there should be house agreements. Things that you guys agree on collectively. Specifically if you have roommates. Like, this is mine in the refrigerator. You know, please don't wake me up at a particular hour. Whatever those agreements are, we should have them. Community area stays clean. Who cares what your room looks like, what your space looks like, what your bathroom looks like. But if it's a community area, it needs to be a specific way. Like, things like that, right? That's just me. But I think y'all would agree, and they had never discussed it, okay? And so Sharese is like, I ain't want no men in the house. No men in the house. This is my personal space. These are men that are, I don't know, strange men, you know, so there should be no men in the house, okay? And that was a conversation that they had had the night before, where Zadia had asked everyone, and Vern and Ashley was like, oh yeah, whatever, do whatever. And Sharese was like, no. Zadia claims that she said, okay, like, and left it at that. Like, I'm gonna respect your space and your boundaries, and left it at that. But Sharese didn't see it that way. Because Sharese is like, then the whole wind woke me up the next morning when she came tiptoeing in at 7 a.m. in the morning. When Tamika asked who didn't sleep in their bed last night, everybody was like, I was here, I was here, I was here. Zadia said, me too. The clearing of the throat told everybody that, ma'am, you were not there. Ma'am, you did not sleep in your own bed. And when she was asked further, she was like, yeah, I went for a walk at 6 a.m. and when I came back, that the door was locked. When I tell you that all three of them was like, I can't believe she's sitting here lying like that. Me either. Okay, the fact of the matter is, I feel like as an adult, you should be honest about the things that you're doing. Was that a rule? Did they say, okay, you can't stay out at night? If that was a thing, then still own up to it, right? But you know they be playing around, y'all. If y'all have ever been on TV, which I have, they be playing around. They, you know, depending on the type of show, they actually tell you what to say and how to act and do this over, etc., etc., etc. So Sharese was upset that she called and woke her up at 7 a.m. Do not mess with my beauty rest. Well, Zadia says dogs don't wake up early on Saturday anyway, so it seems like they have the same sentiments. I think Sharese was more upset that she did not consider her. She feels like she's an inconsiderate person. That she didn't say, oh, I'm so sorry to wake you up, but you're the only person to answer the phone. Can you open the door for me? Whatever. But that ain't what it went. That ain't how it went. So then we find out everybody's coming back. The first date and the second date, and today's the day that you need to make a choice. You need to tell them, hey, you stay or peace, go away. Like, why do I think I'm a rapper? Why do I think I'm a rapper? I have no freaking clue. So let's just run down this really quick. Ashley chose Donald, okay? Because of, I forgot the man's name. Was it Ramon? No, that's Vern's date. Marcus and Zadia with the gold dress. Like, that's a red flag to me too. Right then and there, I was like, I'm out, because we weren't even sitting next to each other. Or were they? No, they weren't. They weren't even sitting next to each other, but you remembered the gold dress. Then I wrote down, not Sharese interrogating Cameron. I didn't like that. That wasn't cool. Her asking how her, you know, it's one thing to be like, how was your date with Zadia? You went out with Zadia, how was that? Okay, cool, leave it there. But to go as far as to say, were you with her? Did you bring her home late? Y'all woke me up. Like, to go that far, to me, says you're just being messy and inviting more chaos. The conversation was had in there on the couch in the living room, and you leave it there. Like, what was said, and what was said was said. Yes, that's what I want to say. And you should leave it there. But that ain't Sharese's style, and we know it. But Zadia is like, I don't like that he's talking to her, so let me go over here and talk to him now. Now, he's really her only option, okay? He's really her only option because her first date was with Jabari, and Jabari is more interested in Vern. He's more interested in her energy. She presents herself in a different manner, right? And though she seems a little reserved, I really want to see her Vern be more open. But we're not talking about her yet. So Zadia tells Cameron to come inside, and that she wants to keep him, but she's like, I need to know more about your past relationships. And he's like, for what? What's in the past is in the past. I understand that she wants to know, not necessarily, well, for me, she doesn't need to know the actual relationship itself, but she needs to learn. She may need to ask him, what did he learn about himself? What lessons do you want? You know, what things are you not going for, not gonna look for, or absolute no? And what are the things that you're looking for that relationship? Y'all, I'm tongue-tied. Let's do it again. What did your past relationships teach you about the things that you don't want in a relationship and the things that you do want in the relationship? There it is. What did that relationship say? For me, my last relationship told me that I need to be desired. I want to be desired. It's one thing to think I'm beautiful, but I need you to desire me. I need you to vocalize that you desire me, that you want to spend time with me. That is one thing that I learned. Also that I learned is that I need someone who wants to have uncomfortable, awkward conversations. That is so important to me. The hard, awkward, uncomfortable conversations, that they want to go ahead and face them with me head on, so that we can move forward and flourish, or stop immediately and not have something last that shouldn't. What things did you learn from your past relationship? Even if it's about you and who you are, or the things that you want and don't want in your future relationships. Let me know down below in the comments. You know, we be having full-on conversations. And since we're here and back in the swing of things, how y'all feel about us having a live? Let me know down below in the comments. Is y'all gonna come if I do a live? Anyway, so Sharese chooses Maurice. I knew that she was gonna choose Maurice, especially when Dougie Fresh's doppelganger, young version of him, showed up and he had on just a vest that was fancy in the back. She did not like that. She needs a man with a suit on, like, but I'm all like, I really thought she was gonna say neither one of them, because he's boring and you don't fit the bill. I don't like the way you look. Like, that's what, and you got that young 4-year-old. That's what I thought that was going to be said, but no, that was not. Vern chooses Jabari. We knew that would happen. And it was, I feel like I wrote down, he was the better match. And the reason she let Ramon go was because he was too inexperienced when it comes to relationships. Right, you would be the person that that you have to navigate harder spaces, teach him things, be really patient, and at 40 plus anything, I don't know if we have the patience for it. When I say we, I mean me. Yeah, anyway, so evening's over. Okay, we've chosen who we're gonna move forward with. And in the kitchen, honey, Sharese brings up Cameron, and I'm all like, this girl, she just can't get enough. But Zadia does not seem to be baited at all. Just is like, yes, he's a good guy. I really like him. I just knew Sharese was going to be like, yeah, so you was out with him all night. But that ain't what happened. So I was glad about that. But Ashley's ass could have just been quiet. Because she's the one who brings back up the conversation about boundaries, right? House boundaries. Now, the one thing I know about boundaries, y'all, is boundaries are not for everyone else, but they are for you. We set the boundary, and we are the person that adheres to that boundary. So this would be more of an agreement that needs to be made for the house, which I felt like had been established. No men in the house. I felt like it was established on the couch. Am I wrong? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. These two women are going to go toe-to-toe the entire time because they are both hotheads to the most part. Wants to be right, wants to check somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like these two are going to give us all the spice that we need. And it just turns up in the kitchen. Zadia tells Sharese that, like, you're not about the sisterhood because I told you, and as a black woman, as my sister, you should have come to me first instead of putting me on blast in front of Tamika, in front of the team, like, and you ain't about the sisterhood, honey. And I'm so for talk to me first. I'm with that. Come to me and you one-on-one. I tell y'all that every year. One-on-one, just me and you. Let's have the conversation. It doesn't have to be this big production, and it becomes an easier conversation. But I don't think so. I don't think between these two that anything is going to be easy. Then Sharese hits Zadia with, she doesn't think that she's self-aware, that she's a mean girl. And I was like, Sharese is being a lot of extra right now. I mean, we know that she's a mean girl, and Sharese is just really pinpointing something that we saw in her season, on the Chocolate City season. Like, I feel like she just went back and was like, well, everybody thought you were a mean girl, and you really are a mean girl, and you aren't considering anybody but yourself. But I really think that she did. I really think that when she said, I don't want the men, that's why she took her hot tail ass outside and sat and had a conversation for 3 hours. I'm just saying. Y'all think they was just chopping it up? Or was they chopping it up? Let me know down below in the comments which of these two ladies is in the right or in the wrong. Do you have one side or the other? I think that it was really blown out of proportion. I felt like Sharese could have calmed down, backed up a little bit. And though Zadia is very matter of fact, very this is what it is, I feel like she handled herself okay. I mean, I know y'all don't really care for her from the last season, but I feel like she handled herself well. Well, y'all let me know what y'all think about this episode down below in the comments. I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Thank you so much for watching my review and low-key recap. If it's your first time visiting my channel, you should be subscribing, hitting that red rectangle, and hitting the notification bell so you're alerted of when I upload new videos. You should also be sharing this with your friends, unless you're trying to keep me to yourself, which is just unfair and selfish, so that they can come in and join in on our conversation. Know that I love you in real life, and I want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself, even if you are right now in the middle of confusion, even if you are in the best place possible. I want every good thing that God has in store for you. I love you in real life. Oh, I said that already. So hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll see you on the next review.